Please, the show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Back at it live again. It's your boy Doc Holiday. This is HBCU tonight. Being powered by HBCU Overdrive. If you haven't done it by now, make sure that you like this stream. Make sure that you comment, share, most of all, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell to get everything HBCU Overdrive. And as you see, I'm kind of thugging it out today. I took my hair down, so I'm looking like a name. I don't know. I don't know what I look like, but I about to say I look like DJ Quick with dreads. But anyway, how's everybody doing tonight? We got 12 people up in here. Make sure we have 12 likes. Make sure that you like the stream. And just vibe out with us tonight. But other than that, let's see what we got. But other than that, man, how's everybody doing today? How's everybody Friday coming along? See what we got coming up here. Got my boy Kaz up in here. Sorry for the delay. Had to make sure everything was fine. Hold on. All right. Now I'm comfortable. But how's everybody doing tonight? See what we got up in here. What we got up in here? Oh, man. Y'all have to excuse me. It's been one of them days. It's been one of them days I've been here at the house all day, injured, on the injured list, hip locked up on me last night at work, and been in some pain, like serious pain yesterday and today. But hopefully it gets good. Hopefully it get better. So, we here. But thank y'all for vibing with me. Like I said, thank y'all for vibing with me tonight. But y'all already know how we do it. Go through the announcements like church, and so we'll be right back with the little small commercial. It's your boy Doc Holiday. Become a subscriber on HBCU Overdrive on YouTube, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at HBCU_Overdrive on Twitter and Instagram. You can catch me on TikTok at Holiday1925 and on Facebook under my real name, David E. Smith Douglas. Also, when you become an exclusive family member, you get all the membership perks. You get all the exclusive members only videos, early access to new videos, member shoutouts, and members only live chats. And also, you can get birthday shoutouts on here and win member when you become a subscriber. You can also hit the donation to the Cash App at HBCU Overdrive. You can hit the PayPal, David Smith 1925, and you can hit the Zelle, David E. Smith 30 at gmail.com. Remember, all proceeds go towards the channel, not the pocket. And we back, and we are back, and we are back. Get that. And it's Friday. Y'all know what time it is. It is HBCU Friday as always. Like I said, make sure you like the stream. Make sure you comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit that donation button to make sure we get everything HBCU Overdrive. So, you know what we got going on. What's happening, Antonio? What's happening, man? So I'm sampling a little some intros to the channel. So that was the other one we did. That was one, and then I just got another one from my guy Jay Tisdale that you seen on here earlier. That's another one. So we kind of sample and try to see what type of vibe that I have that is going to give to this channel right here. And I actually like both of them, but I just know with me, the intro I got right now, it represents me. It represents Texas. And for those who haven't seen it, who don't know, I'm gonna show it to you again. So that's one of the new intros right there. Okay, we got Mr. Campbell up in here. We got Unc up in here. So let me know which one did you like. Did you like that one, or let me bring the other one back up here. Let me see. That's it right here. Or do you like this one? I mean, which one did you like? Did you like the first one? Did you like the second one? Put it in the comment. Tell me. Let me know which one you like. Oh yeah, that's the intro. Yeah. So the one I just played, the first one I had on Wednesday, not Wednesday, but on I think it was Tuesday. It was Tuesday afternoon. Tuesday, yeah. Kind of like it, a little fast beat and everything. But the one I just played, I just put out there now, man, I think it represents me. I think it represents me. I don't think it say it really represent me because, you know, me being from Texas, you know, we home of the slab, you know, fifth wheel on the back, pop trunk, you know what I'm saying? Let the neon light show. I think I think that fits me perfectly. Fits me perfectly. I think okay, so the first one, Unc says the first one, Tony O said the first one, my boy Merch said he liked both of them. So my boy Kyle said that the first one, if that's the first one, that's the best one he's seen. Hey, all right, so it got a little vibe to it. I think, like I said, it represents me, you know. I like the second one too, cause What's up, Jay? Just just flip a coin like football. Oh, so just flip a coin like I'm a huge Marvel fan. So y'all, I'm a huge comic book fan. So basically, you try to say be like Two Face, flip a coin, heads for the first one, tails for the second one. Hey, I can get with you on that. I can get with you on that one right there. But we got a lot of things going on this weekend. We got CIAA tournament action going on right now in Baltimore, Maryland. Excuse me, let me say it the right way. Baltimore, not Baltimore, Baltimore, in Baltimore, Maryland. Um, so you got the CIAA tournament going on right now. We got coming up next week. We got spring football practice coming up next week for a majority of the schools. That will be concluding with the spring the spring game. Um, most of them will be in April. So uh, if you haven't done it, I think what we're gonna do is my boys over there at the Golden Boot, Pooh Bear, he's probably gonna make another list like he did last year, and gonna present it to everybody to tell everybody when everybody's spring game is coming up. So we'll probably use that list right there, he got right there. And other than that, um, other than that, I think we got some good things coming on down the way. But uh since and I can't be remiss because I have to give a shout out to my sponsor, Merch Pack, Merch Sports. My boy Merch Pack is in the building right now, uh, in the chat room. So I have to play this commercial because hey, y'all need to go over there and get some stuff right there. Be right back.
Yo, it's your boy Doc Holiday with HBCU Overdrive, and I am proud to sponsor Merch Sports. Check out his new line of collection, the Black College Football Fan Club collection. It's basically designed to show support and give respect to the rich history and tradition of black college football. And as you already know, the best college players had to play at HBCUs before integration. So go ahead and check it out over at shopmerchsports.com. Merch Sports. Merch for the sports enthusiasts.
We are back. We are back. We are back again. Man, I like this sound effects right here on this just right here at the palm of my hand. But like I said, we're gonna get into it. First and foremost, we got uh first and foremost, before we get to HBCU stuff, man, I kind of want to get into this right here. And uh and y'all know Cam Newton. Cam Newton got Funky Fridays, fourth and one. You know, that's his podcast right there. I watch it all the time. That's one of the podcasts that's in my rotation on YouTube. Like I said, it's him, All the Smoke with Matt Barnes and Stack Steven Jackson. We got the Pivot with Ryan Clark, Shannon and Fred Taylor. Who else do I watch? Raw Room with Darren Bates, Jalen Collins, King Dunlap, Ali Sweet. I watch them all the time. KG Certified is one I'm getting real interested in with Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce. Let's see who I'm trying to figure out some more podcasts that I watch or listen to it like when I'm at work or when I'm just chilling at the house and stuff like that. Trying to figure out another one that is in my rotation. I used to gotta watch Club Shay Shay and the Night Show with him and Chad Ochocinco. So I gotta watch that. Those are in my my rotation right there. And the OGs, Udonis Haslam and Mike Miller. They got a good one right there. But those are the ones that I watch. And like I said, I watch Cam Newton's podcast, 4th to 1, Funky Friday. So I want to talk about what happened. Y'all know what happened this past weekend at the 7-on-7 tournament. I don't know. I think it was in Georgia, but we all know that he got into a tussle with some folks from a rival 7-on-7 team, TSP. I guess Top Chef Performance. So the thing I would say he went on there, he apologized on his show, and and that shows, to me, that shows humility, but that also shows growth. But the disrespect of Cam Newton, to me, is getting freaking ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous to the point where we got kids that's like 13, 14, 15 that don't give two they don't care what they say. They talk about this man is a bum. They talk about he broke. They talk about this. They talk bad about this man right here. But he trying to put you in a position to where you can get yourself to college and get yourself in the league and be, be better than what he is. But I'm gonna tell you just like this. First of all, the man was an All-American in high school. He went to Florida. He won a national I think he won a national championship at Florida before he got kicked off the team. Then he transferred to Blinn Junior College in Texas, won a JUCO national championship at Blinn. Turn around, he goes to Auburn for 1 year, wins the national championship, wins the Heisman, number one draft pick, first pick of the draft. We talking about a guy that if you want me to run off his damn stats, we can do that. We can do that. Let's see what we got for Cameron Jarrell Newton. Cameron Jarrell Newton. You know what? He's still a free agent. I'm just letting you know he's still a free agent. So if anybody want to pick the man up, we talking about a dude that's 6'6", 6'5", 6'6", wherever you want to do it, 245 pounds. That's his listed weight, but I think he's about 260, and he's always gonna stay in shape, man. So I've already read off his list of accomplishments. What's going on, HBCU Band Talk? I read off his his list of accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? So his highlights, career highlights and awards. Man he was an MVP of the league in 2015, took the team to the Super Bowl, Offensive Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year 2011, first team All-Pro 2015, 3-time Pro Bowler, PLWA All-Rookie Team in 2011, Burt Bell Award in 2015, 2-time National BCS National Champion from 2008 and 2010, National Junior College National Champion in 2009, Heisman Trophy winner in 2010, Davey O'Brien Award winner, Maxwell Award winner, Walter Kemp Award winner, Manning Award winner, and AP College Football Player of the Year, all in 2010. Sporting News College Football Player of the Year 2010, Consensus All-American 2010, SEC Offensive Player of the Year 2010, first team All-SEC, and the man has pretty much the most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback with 75, and he can still go out there and throw it if he wanted to. Talk about a dude that threw for over 30,000 yards, 194 touchdowns, ran for another over 5,000 yards, and like I said, 75 touchdowns. You try to get to where that man is. You know, try to get you can't try to get to where that man is. And the way he, you saw the video, and nobody, man, look, he holding by 4 dudes. One dude trying to come in and sucker punch him. He is driving these dudes like he's an offensive lineman. But he did say it was a bad look on him because he doesn't want the kids to see him like, well, he ain't nothing. He ain't this and he ain't that. But at the end of the day, the disrespect, especially by kids, is so bad about this guy that we don't know what to do. And the fact about it, and the fact of the matter is that I looked at three instances where pure disrespect and kids that talking about, well, you broke, you a bum, you washed up, you sorry, you trash, but you this and that. But like I said, you try to get to where this man was. And if he wanted to retire, he can retire if he wanted to. But I just know that he still wants to go out there and play in the league. So, and that's the thing. They bet Mr. Haynes, you right. They better be glad that he ain't going to football mode, because he would have went to football mode, it'd been over with for the dudes right there. It'd have been over with the dudes right there. And what he does with those 7-on-7 leagues, is the way that it's going now, it is about to turn into into AAU. Like, it's like, can you get a scholarship off of 7-on-7? You can if you wanted to, but they ain't looking for all that. They look at what you can do in pads and on the field against tough competition. But like I said, with these kids disrespecting this man, and to me, I'm gonna be like this: you a kid, you need to stay in the kid's place. That is a grown ass man right there. And let me emphasize, grown ass man right there. Um, Let me see what you say, EA. Had he done 10 years in prison and OG for said gang, no problem. Just a fact in some parts of our culture. That is true. But it's also a issue with the fact that because we live in a social media world, like everything, we're like this. You know what I'm saying? We like this. Every time something happen, we are like this. I can't rock with it. I can't rock with it. All the time I'm like this, if I see something good, like with my kids, or if I see something that I ain't never seen before, I'm gonna pull this thing out. It's not for the world to see, but it's for I want to see it with my own eyes, not for everybody else. So it is crazy because like I said, we do live in a social media world. Um, So, just let everybody know. Um, Hold on. But yeah, like it's crazy that we glorify people who done wrong, who did this, who did that, for less, and to where we can lift up folks that have done this, done that, and uh, is a positive influence and a positive role model for our youth. I feel like, to me, I think I am a positive role model for the youth because I'm doing this off the muscle. Uh, I'm doing this off the muscle. I'm doing this from the ground up. I basically, in a sense, in my mind, I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, and I grind. And like I said before, I said last time, I can't do this show without people that's behind me. So my moderators are the best things. My moderators over here and my investors are the best things smoking. And I ain't talking about Snoop Dogg smoking, but they the best thing out here smoking, and they are the ones that um, basically kind of make sure that I stay, you know, try to stay level headed, even though I am level headed, but keep it grounded, and you strive for what you want to do. So that's what I feel like Cam Newton is trying to do for these kids. But if a kid ain't gonna listen and they just gonna listen to what social media got to say and do and all this stuff like that, they're lost. They're lost. They're lost. It'd be so funny because kid be like, man, I don't know how y'all do it now. Y'all don't. Back then, y'all didn't post nothing. Like we didn't have social media. We didn't have social media. We didn't have really cell phones and stuff like that with the cameras and stuff like that. We had to go get a newspaper, or you had to watch it on on the news. Um, um, you have to watch ESPN, listen to Stuart Scott, rest in peace. You had to basically get it out of the mud. But get back to it. He apologized for the fight. Like I said, he's a big man for apologizing about what happened at that 7-on-7 tournament. Um, and I feel like if people gonna have 7-on-7 tournaments and everything, it might need to start being regulated by your uh, your high school governing body. I know here in Texas, the UIL, which is our governing body for the whole state for athletics and academic, uh, um, for academics and athletics, we, we do have 7-on-7 competitions in the state of Texas through UIL, and they regulate it like they are seriously they regulate it, and it might have to be somewhere to where uh, you have to regulate this stuff, or you're going to end up with a situation like what I talked about last year with Akeem Talib and his brother getting into it with one of the um, coaches, the Pop Warner coaches, and what happened? He got killed last year, and hopefully, we don't have get to the point where you pistol play comes into the picture, and so much and so forth. But like I said, I like what Cam did. I like what he said. Um, but like I said, disrespect to that man needs to stop regardless. Because as a kid, as a high school kid, you trying to get to the same position where he was, uh, not even like 14, 15 years ago. So, but let's get to the next topic, man. All right, so we going into some HBCU stuff. So, uh, we get ready to go into some HBCU news, and for what we have right now, we have right now the Gulf Coast Athletic Conference has a new name starting July 1st. I think that is correct. Starting July 1st. Uh, Starting July 1st, the Gulf Coast Athletic Conference will now be named the HBCU Athletic Conference. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up that article because I kind of, this is from HBCU Legends. Of course, from my guy, Kyle T. Mosley. And if you don't know who he is, he's KT Mose on Twitter. Go ahead, check him out. Check out his readings, his writings. So the Gold Coast Athletic Conference rebrands to the HBCU Athletic Conference and signs a partnership with Hope Credit Union. This is coming from New Orleans. Gulf Coast Athletic Conference announced it's undergoing a rebrand from the GCAC to the HBCU Athletic Conference. Also, the conference will have a new sponsorship deal with Hope Credit Union. The new HBCU AC will still remain affiliated with the NAIA with Dr. Kiki Baker Barnes as the lead commissioner. Shout out to Dr. Barnes. Wish I could meet her one day. Wish I could have her on the show as far as for an interview, but she's killing it right now with this being the conference commissioner. So this is her from her words. Quote, we're excited to take this step in strengthening our conference brand, Commissioner Barnes told HBCU Legends. The conference rebranded as the HBCU Athletic Conference will have a new tagline of where winners thrive. Hope Credit Union will become the title sponsor for the HBCU Athletic Conference's basketball and baseball championships and its official banking partner. The new logo will go into effect on July 1st, 2024, and have a topography of Helvetica now displayed and a color scheme of black, white, and light blue with a head. This showing all the talk about the logo colors and everything. So it's behind the rebrand. The HBCU Athletic Conference represents a dynamic evolution in our commitment to excellence and student athlete empowerment. As we embrace this new identity, we are excited to showcase the vibrant legacy of our member institutions. We have set out to share stories of impact at the intersection of heritage and higher education. In addition to our new brand identity, our banking partner, Hope Credit Union, has agreed to renew its contract for 3 years, becoming the largest sponsorship contract in conference history. So this is people from the rebrand committee. Natalia Dickinson, who is the chair of Association of Student Athletes at Oakwood for Oakwood University Volleyball. Layla Eliati, co-chair Association of Student Athletes, Fisk University Women's Basketball. Roger Smothers, former chair AD Committee, former Philander Smith AD. Kayla Black, former chair of Volleyball Coach Committee, former Philander Smith Women's Volleyball Head Coach. Eric Jackson, who's the chair of Coach Committee Women's Basketball, is Russ Women's Basketball Head Coach. Andrew Glover, the chair of SID Committee from Wiley College. Jarvis Stevens, former president of the GCAC, who's also the former Russ College athletic director. Kelly Brooks, who's the chief operating staff. Danny Wright, director of strategic communications and marketing. Dr. Kiki Barnes, Baker Barnes, who's the commissioner, and Dr. Herman Felton, president of Wiley University. Excuse me, I said Wiley College, Wiley University. I'm still rebranded highlights and inspired tagline where winners thrive. Our new tagline, where winners thrive, encapsulates the spirit of HBCU athletic conference. We believe in nurturing athletic prowess and the holistic development of our student athletes, ensuring they win both on and off the field. Strategic partners. HBCU AC actively seeks partnerships with organizations that share our vision for promoting excellence in college sports. Through these partnerships, we aim to create unparalleled opportunities for our student athletes while enhancing their experiences at HBCUs. So, of course, the member institutions of the GC, that's right now the GCAC, so right now the current members of the GCAC are as follows: as Dillard, Fisk, Oakwood, Philander Smith, Russ College, Suno, Talladega, Tougaloo, University of the Virgin Islands, and Wiley University. Now they will have some future members coming in. So 3 more members are coming in. Stillman College is coming in. Voorhees University and Wilberforce University are all joining the conference in 2024. So basically, they will be joining the conference in July, on July 1st, 2024. Excuse me. And of course, this is the only conference that has a school that is not in the contingent 48 states. It is on the U.S. territory of the Virgin Islands. So they are the only conference that has a U.S. territory. It's school on the U.S. territory in their conference right there. So, and it is, when it comes down to it, it's going to be their footprint is going to go from Texas to Tennessee to South Carolina and Ohio. So they will have a very strong footprint for those schools, for this conference. And of course, they don't sponsor. Most of these schools do not sponsor football. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. They are also, y'all already know, they also partnered with HBCU Plus. So pretty much the conference has a channel, and every school that is a part of the conference has their own channel as well. So, like I said, kudos to Commissioner Barnes and the member schools for making this happen. Hopefully, they will thrive with this conference and more than likely get more schools to add to the conference footprint. But we're gonna move on to the next thing. We got final week of HBCU basketball. So the final week starts today. Well, let me see. It starts tomorrow. Starting tomorrow, it is the final week of HBCU basketball. And and then again, next week is the start of conference tournament play. So starting tomorrow, going through Monday, Thursday, and ending next Saturday on March the 9th for the SWAC and on for the MEAC. They have their last three games. Their season is on this coming Thursday. Then they have their conference tournament coming up in the OVC, where we got Tennessee State. They are playing in their conference. I think they are playing this tomorrow is their last game of the season. And then in the Coastal Athletic Conference, the season ends for both A&T and Hampton on the men's side. On the women's side, A&T will be going into the conference tournament next week on the women's side. So the games where everybody wants to see, as far as in the SWAC goes, in the SWAC, it's going to be the rematch on Thursday, March 7th against Pine Bluff. That game will be here in Jackson on the women's side. But on tomorrow, the men and women are in Texas. They are here in Texas to do their Texas Roundup, Texas Two-Step, where they both take on Texas Southern. Jackson State women takes on Texas Southern first at 3 o'clock. The men follow soon after the first game has been played. But if Jackson State women, if the Lady Tigers win tomorrow, one, they will clinch the number 1 seed in the tournament. 2, they will clinch the conference, the regular season conference crown. They will have a regular season conference crown if they win tomorrow against Texas Southern. And it doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter if they win tomorrow and they lose the last 3, because for one, they already have they will, and Grambling keeps up the way that they've been keeping up this year, because they went head to head before. Jackson State will be the regular season champs for the SWAC on the women's side. Doesn't matter. It does not matter. It does not matter if they lose the last 3. And more than likely, looking at this schedule, other than Pine Bluff being a potential, dogfight, and Prairie View, who plays hard also, the women, Jackson State women, will win against. They will win out for the regular season crown. My boy Jay White says A&M versus Bama State Event Center sold out. So my man said they gonna be sold out tomorrow. Say they're gonna be sold out tomorrow. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Put that in the atmosphere, bro. Put that in the atmosphere. On the men's side, gets a little tricky, y'all, for the SWAC. On the men's side, and I'm gonna be real with you. So, Jackson State men goes against Texas Southern. right now they are sitting in 6th place. Texas Southern has been on the roll for the last 3 games, won the last 3. Alcorn though is one of those little sleeper teams. They have been on the roll. Also, they have won their last 5 games. But the team with the lead in the conference is Grambling, followed by Southern, and then Texas Southern, who is a game and a half behind Grambling and is a half game behind Southern. Alcorn is 2 games behind Grambling, while we have Bethune-Cookman, who is 2.5 games behind the first place team and a half game behind Alcorn. Jackson State sits at 8-6 in the conference. We are 3 games behind first place. Where in these games right here, these games do matter for the last 3 games of the season. Of course, Texas Southern and Prairie View are a tough act to go up against. Also, in Jackson, they will play Pine Bluff immediately after the women's game next Thursday. And then in the season in Jackson against Mississippi Valley, who we all know they have gotten their first win. They got their first win against Prairie View this past week on Monday. So, like I said, this is tricky, and y'all already know we're only going to take the top 8 teams to the conference tournament. So, on the men's side, Alabama State, Alabama A&M are tied at 7-8 in conference. At the end of the day, this will determine the pecking order. The last 4 games will determine your seeding. How well you do these last 4 games will determine your seeding for the conference tournament. So, if you are a fan, like my guy, HBCU Band Talk, Bethune-Cookman, if you're a fan, you want to win these last 3 games, last 4 games. Jackson State, we need to win the last 4 games to get a better seeding for the conference tournament. Bethune has Southern in Baton Rouge. They go to Grambling on Monday, and then after that, they play the Florida Classic against Florida A&M in Tallahassee on March 9th. So, you want to go out there and you want to win your last 3 or 4 games to put you up in the pecking order of conference seeding for the tournament. More than likely with Grambling, I'm not going to go through Grambling's last 4 games. They got FAMU and Bethune-Cookman this weekend on Saturday and Monday. Alabama A&M in Huntsville, and Alabama State down in Montgomery to end their regular season. Win their last 4 games. They are the number 1 seed in the conference tournament. Yeah, let's talk about that, Russ. Let's talk about that, Mr. Haynes. This is a good question right here. Tournament champion go to playoffs only, not regular season champion, right? Yes, that is correct. Tournament champion goes to the NCAA tournament. So you got to run the gauntlet. When you get into the tournament, you have to run the gauntlet. You have to run the gauntlet. And most of the time, like I said, when you run the gauntlet, you're probably playing 4 games in 4 days. That is a gauntlet. This would test the kids' mental and physical abilities to basically go through. Yeah, cause the SWAC only has 1 auto bid for the tournament. You're the conference tournament champ. You go to the NCAA tournament. Now, what the tricky part is let's just say, hypothetical. let's just say this. Grambling sweeps through, win the regular season on the men's side. They get into the conference tournament. Let's just say they lose in the semi. Let's just say they lose in the final, in the conference tournament final, right? Now, it has been to the point where the loser of the conference tournament championship would get a bid to the NIT. Now they kind of switched that up, and it's tricky, and and it's basically politics that's being played with this, y'all. When it comes to the NIT and NCAA, it's politics that's being played with this. So, so if Grambling loses the whole thing, let's say Grambling loses the whole shebang bang, in the tournament, there is no guarantee that they would get a bid for the NIT. There's no guarantee they would get a bid for the CBI. And, and it's another tournament. I forgot the other tournament. That's it. But we can look at it. I can go through and look at it as far as the CBI College Basketball Invitational. That's all right. So let me see. The selection process so on the selection process. In the past, NIT teams were selected in consultation with ESPN, the television home of the NIT. The goal of the NIT was to sustain the MIBA financially. Therefore, schools selected to play in the NIT were often major conference teams with records near 500 that had large television fan bases and would likely have a respectable attendance for tournament games on their home court. The latter is one reason why New Mexico was invited virtually every year. The Lobos often had a winning season but failed to qualify for the NCAA tournament. Seating considerations and home court advantage included the number of fans willing to show up to each game. In an effort to maintain some quality, a rule saying that a team must have a 500 or better overall record to qualify for the NIT was imposed. The NCAA announced a revamped selection process starting with the 2017 tournament. The main highlights are teams are no longer required to have 500 or greater overall record to receive bids. Similar to the automatic bids the NCAA tournament grants for all conference tournament champions, all teams that won regular season conference championships but failed to earn NCAA tournament bids are guaranteed places in the NIT. In addition, the selection process was changed. ESPN no longer had a hand in the selection of the teams. Instead, a committee of former NCAA head coaches chaired by Newton and including Gene Keady, Don DeVoe, Rudy Davalos, Les Robinson, Reggie Minton, John Powers, and Carol Williams, among others, prepared a list of potential teams in advance. So, and I'm going to see what they said. All right. On October 27, 2023, the NCAA announced that conference regular season champions that do not win their conference tournaments or otherwise not selected for the NCAA Men's Division I for the Division One men's basketball tournament will no longer receive an automatic bid. The NIT will now guarantee 2 teams based on the net rankings from each of 6 major conferences: ACC, Big East, Big 10, Big 12, Pac-12, and SEC. The top 2 teams in the net rankings that do not qualify for the NCAA tournament from each conference, regardless of their record, will be selected for the NIT tournament and guaranteed the ability to host a game for the first round. After the 12 teams have been selected, the NIT selection committee will select the 20 best teams that are available to participate in the NIT tournament, regardless of conference. Based on the selection committee's rankings, 4 of the 20 teams will be selected as one of the 16 first round hosts. The change received criticism from mid-major schools, which no longer have a fallback option should they win the regular season, but not win the conference tournament. However, the NCAA claimed that this was to preempt Fox Sports' new tournament in 2025 for 16 non-NCAA tournament selected teams from the Big East, Big 10, and Big 12 to be held at the T-Mobile Arena on the Las Vegas Strip. So, in other words, right now, because ESPN does not have a whole other of these the NIT. They're going with the net rankings. If your net rankings ain't up to par, is not up there, you might not even be able to go anywhere. So it is important and imperative to, 1, win your regular season championship, and 2, win the conference tournament championship. So you got to run the gauntlet in the conference tournament championship. Then, of course, if you get selected, I'm trying to figure out how they're doing it right now. So it's the first 8. You're going to be a part of that. And of course, you're going to get money for that, because now you don't have to pay for it. The NCAA is paying for you, your team, the cheerleaders, the band to fly or drive wherever you're going or wherever you're coming from up to Dayton to play in the first 8. Now remember, if you win in the first 8, that is a automatic tournament win right there. That is a tournament win. And so, of course, this is for who's going to be a 16 seed. This is going to be to determine, I think, either 13 or 14 seed or the 12th, like 12th seed. So it's basically going to determine where you're going to go into what bracket. If you win the first 8. Remember, it just used to be the first 4. So it used to be just 2, and then whoever won that was seeded as like a 13 seed or 12 seed or even a 16 seed. Now it's first 8, and basically you get to go on and play with the big dogs. But this is going to be something that you have to be able to win your conference tournament. Just like I said, there's no fallback plan other than having the CBI and then this new tournament. So just like to stop Fox Sports' new tournament in 2025 for 16 non-tournament NCAA tournament select teams from 3 of the from 3 of the big conferences, the Big East, the Big 10, and the Big 12. Because remember, after July, the Pac-12 is going to cease to exist. Remember that. After July, the Pac-12 will cease to exist. So now you'll have the Big Ten, the Big 12, the Big East, the SEC, and the ACC. So you have to be able to win your conference tournament. So this is important and this is imperative for our HBCU teams to go out there and try to win your conference tournament. On the women's side, so basically 2020, July 2023, the NCAA announced it will create a direct counterpart to the postseason NIT, the Women's Basketball Invitation Tournament. Like the men's NIT, it will feature 32 teams and will be directly run by the NCAA. The WBIT will follow the pre-2024 NIT practice of extending invitations to all regular season champs of Division I conferences that were not selected for the NCAA tournament. Also, all games before the semifinal will be at campus sites, with the semifinals and final at a neutral site. The announcement of the WBIT led Triple Crown Sports to reduce future WNIT fields to 48, effective with the 2024 edition. So again, if you're a mid-major, you got to run your gauntlet. You got to run your gauntlet. And your net rankings have to be up there. You got to have good net rankings. So there's no, well, we lost the tournament, but our record was over 500. We won the regular season. You might not have a guarantee of even getting to that tournament. Yep, and it's the same rules for women's basketball. And it's when it's coming down to where the the NCAA is trying to put a stranglehold on college athletics because of TV networks making a new tournament. The NIL did, stuff like that. They try to get a stranglehold because, in a sense, the NCAA is kind of losing their power. And in reality, does an athletic program need to go through the NCAA? I don't think they do. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens after next weekend. All right. So on Sunday, so conference tournaments start. Maybe some start Monday. Some already started this week. And they run through the whole week. And majority of them ending on Saturday, some end on Sunday. And once the last one, and I think the last one will be the Big Ten, ends on Sunday. Then the selection process starts immediately after the last conference tournament championship game. So you gotta win your tournament. You got to win the tournament. But other than that, we'll take a little small commercial break. We'll be right back after this word from our sponsor.
Yo, it's your boy Doc Holiday with HBCU Overdrive, and I am proud to sponsor Merch Sports. Check out his new line of collection, the Black College Football Fan Club collection. It's basically designed to show support and give respect to the rich history and tradition of black college football. And as you already know, the best college players had to play at HBCUs before integration. So go ahead and check it out over at shopmerchsports.com. Merch Sports, Merch for the sports enthusiasts.
All right, we back. We are back. We are back. Oh, I forgot to take the damn banner off right there. So let's jump into some football for right now. Jackson State football news. Spring practice schedule is out right now, and the introduction of the new football coaches, the football staff is on here. So let me go ahead and share the screen. Share the screen. Let's put it up here. This is coming from my Twitter. This is coming from Jackson State football on their Twitter page. So right now, so basically, the associate head coach, Coach Otis Ridley, who's also double as the tight ends coach, now has a new title as the new general manager of Jackson State football. So y'all already know Coach Ridley is the man who shoot, he goes out there, he recruits his ass off. Our assistant equipment manager, Jordan Williams. Our new director of football operations, Keisha Trammell. If I got your name wrong, don't charge it to my head, charge it to my heart. Y'all already know how I do. But she is the director of football operations. Miss Ocean Adams is our head football athletic trainer. Congratulations to her. Austin Robinson is our director of football media. Y'all already know ASVP. Shout out to my guy right there. Still look different with his hair, with the locks gone. Man, I had to talk to him about that. Our assistant AD, internal operations and equipment manager, Miss Dominique Jasmine Paisley. Of course, our director of football sports performance, Coach Beef. Our defensive analyst, assistant defensive line coach, Aaron Jackson. We got our offensive analyst and assistant tight end coach, Bobby Mitchell. Our new running backs coach, Eric Gallen. Of course, our special team coordinator and outside linebackers coach, Javante Jones. We just got this guy in this week. New run game coordinator and defensive line coach, Callie James, coming in from the University of Florida as a grad assistant, and now he's coming into Jackson State, man, as the defensive line coach. Our new recruiting coordinator, Brandon Morton. Our linebacker coach, Tyquan Hammock. And as you see, our new offensive line, our new run game coordinator and offensive line coach, Manny Ramirez. Shout out to Big Manny, coming from the state of Texas. Our new cornerbacks coach, Mario Magana Jr. New QB coach, Coach Rip Kirk. Coach Rip. Our new wide receiver coach, Coach Vincent Marshall, coming in from Norfolk State. And he's a Texas legend because he played at Ennis High School and University of Houston. Seen him play when I was when he was in high school. Our new defense coordinator, that was announced earlier this week, Terenzo Quinn. And the Tiger takeover, as y'all see right now. The Tiger takeover. So first First spring practice starts tomorrow, goes all the way through until on the fourth practice, and then they have the break. They have a break, the spring break, and then they follow up coming back from spring break. Go all the way up to the spring game, which is, excuse me, y'all have to excuse April the 6th. That is the spring game for Jackson State. This is the Tiger Takeover. Let everybody know we taking back over what was ours before. Don't matter if you a snake, we don't care in the conference. So that is our new. All right, let me finish. Stop sharing. All right, so that is our new football staff um, for the year 2024. Like I said, spring practice it starts. Spring practice, first day of spring practice starts tomorrow. So the boys about to get it in. Tell them again, sis. We don't give a damn. We gonna take back what's ours. And EA. Hey, but y'all say y'all got it in the bag, man. Y'all say y'all had it in the bag. That's like I'm foolish just like this. It is what it is, man. We gonna take back the swag. Starting with the East Division, we gonna take it back because uh A&M spring practice starts tomorrow. All right, man. So, man, look, spring practice starts tomorrow for Jackson State. For the new coaches that are coming in, for the new people that's on staff for that's introduced on staff for Jackson State, we welcome y'all to 1400 J.R. Lynch Street. Hopefully that you are here for the long haul. Hope you're here for a long time and not just for a good time. So, hey, hey, and this new and all the movements was made by TC. The only thing we don't have, the only thing we are still in search of is offensive coordinator. And more than likely, I feel like as the OC, TC might be calling the plays. I'm just saying. But let's get it to what we was getting ready to, that we talk about today. Uh where's my banner for that? Man, look. I want to talk about this, the miseducation of misinformation. And how do we combat misinformation about our HBCU institutions? How do we combat that? And the reason why we asked this question is because of a Senate of a bill that was drafted by a Republican legislator from Hattiesburg, last name Polk. His family owned Polk Sausage in Mississippi, in Hattiesburg, and he drafted the bill. We all know it was to kind of give some feedback and some pointers to the IHL, which is our state in the state of Mississippi, is pretty much our board of trustees for the state of Mississippi, for the state institutions of the state of Mississippi. But as soon as this came out, a lot of folks ran with this misinformation. It was miseducated. All right, Leonard, we talking about the miseducation, misinformation. Don't let me put your ass in timeout. So, we are football right now. We talking about our institutions. How do we combat this? How do we preserve our integrity as institution without looking real funny, without looking bad as far as to basically just to defend our institutions. And so I'm not gonna stay on this too long. And basically people need to read. We had gotten to the point where, remember, I was just talking about this with the Cam Newton situation, where we are so driven into the phone and into our social media that we got newspapers that still do print, but majority of our newspapers that in our cities and towns and state, they are online now. And all you have to do, if you don't want to get a newspaper, just get it on your phone. Read the whole article. Don't read just people read the title and they start jumping to conclusions of, well, they get ready to close down. They really close down the HBCUs in the state of Mississippi. That is not true. That is not correct. If you read the article, if you read the bill that was drafted, basically it was saying that the IHL kind of needs to take in consideration with the low number of enrollment in with certain institutions. Also, what can this do to that? How will this impact a town, a city, a region, if said schools are to be shut down by year 2028? And it's so crazy because everybody kept, got up, they got the article, they jumped on TikTok. Oh, they get ready to close. Man, they get ready to close down Jackson State. They're going to close down Valley. They're going to close down Alcorn. Ain't nobody said about closing down nothing. It is a bill that was drafted that pretty much won't make it out of the Senate. It won't make it out of the Senate. It was just to get a conversation started. But the way that this lawmaker was talking, he was talking in circles. He was talking in circles, and it kind of gave me a freaking headache. It kind of gave me a headache, and I don't like it when people try to talk, all over the place. But at the end of the day, it was just something. It was just a bill, and it was kind of just to get it talking, of course. And the thing is, it wasn't even targeting the HBCUs of the state of Mississippi. The state supported HBCUs of the state of Mississippi, except for one, because of the simple fact that they was like, what does Valley serve? What purpose does it serve to the state? It serves a purpose to that region, but it's also going to come to the point where you can come up with innovative ideas. Um, me and Ms. Brandon, we talked about this. I'm thinking we talked about this a couple of days ago, where they can put a stronghold on their online courses and make it available to everybody, and not just for certain classes, but to all of them. Um, and yes, Mr. Haynes, it's election year. It's election year. People will say anything just to get the heads to roll, to get the people to talk. It's an election year, so yes, you are correct about that. But it got to the point where kids were saying, "Well, they're getting ready to close the school. I just got accepted into this school, and they get ready to close it. They're not going to close it. They're not going to close it." And then what makes it so bad? I mean, like I said, my guy Randall Barnes. I mean, he's a Fort Valley alum. He runs HBCU Post. He is a journalist by by trade. He's a journalist by trade. He came out with an article, and he put the three state supported HBCUs on the front of his header, and it caused a straight up. It caused a straight up uproar. Then turn around, you get Roland Martin with his, excuse my language, you get Roland Martin with his fat ass out there, uh, talking about, well, they get ready to close down these. No, read the information first. Read the bill first. Read the article first before you start making assumptions. I'm just saying, Brandy. I told you, I told you, I got smoke for him. I don't care if he come after me or not. I got smoke for him. Shoot, I'm just a little old. I'm just a little old podcast. He has a big media. It ain't a conglomerate. It ain't Byron Allen type shit, but he got a media. He got a media machine behind him. But as him being a journalist, as him being um, in the realm of some of the big names that's in journalism, he know better than to put stuff out, put stuff out there like that. So, so for everybody that's watching this, and if you're not watching it, I don't care. But if you give your channel, read the article, read the bill, then you go back to your TikTok or your Instagram live, and you put out the right information. And for somebody like Roland Martin, go back out there, change that picture. If you're going to put just the schools, put all 8 schools that state supported. Read, like, just, what's the thing that we used to say back in the day? Reading is fundamental. Ain't that what we used to say back in the day? Reading is fundamental. I think social media has turned, I ain't saying all everybody, but I think some social media has turned some people into dumbasses. Because you put it out there, you want the clicks and views. I don't know what to tell you. But we gotta stop with this. We gotta stop with this misinformation. This the miseducation, the misinformation. We gotta stop it, and it just don't go for just our state supported schools in the state of Mississippi. It goes for anybody. It goes for the state of Florida. It goes for any school, any state that has an HBCU that is state supported. You need to make sure that if somebody say we want to close or we want to get rid of diversity or whatever at this school, you gotta go out there and be real and upfront with it. So gotta go out there and put out the right information. But ain't nobody really gonna do that because everybody's so enamored with the clicks and the views and stuff like that it's like dope to them. All right now, Ashton. Don't let your mouth write a check that your ass can't cash. We talk about something very important. So, if you're going to put something out there, make sure your information is correct. Make sure if you put it out there, make sure it's correct. But anyway, I know it's a little bit after 9 o'clock. I just had to put that out there. I just want people to understand what this does to when it comes to it, when you put out wrong information, bad information. It deters kids from doing something that they want to do. Oh Lord, I ain't looking at y'all the damn chat. But anyway, look. Man, let's take a quick commercial break and be back with story time.
It's your boy Doc Holiday. Become a subscriber on HBCU Overdrive on YouTube, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at HBCU_Overdrive on Twitter and Instagram. You can catch me on TikTok at Holiday1925 and on Facebook under my real name, David E. Smith Douglas. Also, when you become an exclusive family member, you get all the membership perks. You get all the exclusive members only videos, early access to new videos, member shoutouts, and members only live chats. And also you can get birthday shoutouts on here and win member when you become a subscriber. You can also hit the donation to the Cash App at HBCU Overdrive. You can hit the PayPal David Smith 1925, and you can hit the Zelle David E. Smith 30 at gmail.com. Remember, all proceeds go towards the channel, not the pocket.
We back again. Oh, let me put this in the atmosphere. This is brought to me from my my esteemed colleague, Miss Brandy. So let me put this out there for everybody to jump on. Let me go ahead and get that. Let me go ahead and get that also. All right. I forgot to do this. So, this is from Danielle Mickens, who is a Jackson State alum. So basically, she put on Facebook, she challenged 20 of her friends to donate $25. Now, this is where it's going to. We are asking for your financial support as we compete at NCAA Nationals in Daytona Beach, Florida. The event will be held April the 10th through the 13th of 2024. We have a team of 16 talented athletes who have worked very hard to accomplish this goal. Jackson State Cheer is ranked fourth in the nation in the intermediate small co-ed division. Your donation will assist with travel and operating costs, food, practice wear, and equipment. Your support will impact the entire cheer experience for our deserving student athletes. Every contribution is beneficial to the continued success of Jackson State Cheer. For your convenience, use the link below. If you would like to give in other ways, please email us. Now, Quay or Jay, here's the link. You can give at Linktree Go JSU Tigers Cheer, Jackson State Cheer donations. The Jackson State cheerleaders are very committed to the uplift and support of JSU athletics. We ensure that our cheerleaders serve as positive role models in our community and beyond. We genuinely appreciate your support both financially and spiritually. If you have any additional questions, please do not hesitate to contact us at GoJSU Tigers Cheer at gmail.com. So she's challenging 20 of her friends or just 20 people to give $25 to Jackson State Cheer so we can send them on down to Daytona Beach for NCAA Nationals. Appreciate you, Brandy. So make sure if you want to drop some ducats for the cheer squad. Also, drop some ducats for the Sonic Boom of the South. We are doing a we are asked for donations. We are asked for donations to help raise money for the band to go to the Tournament of Roses parade. If I'm not mistaken, I think the actual number is what, like eight? Is it $800,000? And the reason why it's that much, yes, cheerleading is a sport with a scholarship. Yes, you get a scholarship for cheerleading. Trust me. The Boom is planning on marching at the Tournament of Roses Parade, which would be January 1st of 2025. They are asking for donations. If if Brandy or Quay, you have the link for that, put it up in the chat so we can go ahead and get that going. Get the talk, and I'm going ahead and try to see if we can put some. I could do a commercial for that all the way up until it's time before it's time for them to head to Pasadena. Now this will cover the airfare. This will cover the hotel. This will cover food. This will cover almost everything for the band to go out there and have a good time. They will be, the Tournament of Roses parade. When it comes down to the to marching bands, it's like something you got to be able to. You got to watch. You got to be able to see. Uh, and we have plenty of our HBCU bands go to Pasadena to march in the parade. I think what was this this past year, um, this year it was the was it North Carolina A&T Blue and Gold Marching Machine. They went out one year. I think Norfolk State, the Spartan Legion went out there. Prairie View, the March of Storm. You had I know I know the March of 100 been out there. So we're to keep the tradition of keeping having our HBCU bands being showcased for that parade. It is imperative that we start giving and start donating to the bands. That way, all everything is going to be taken care of for them, and then hopefully they have a good time out there. If it's some that have never been to California, this is going to be a first time experience for them. All right, so I had to put that out there before I forgot. Thank you, Brandy, for letting me know what's up. Let me see what you got for me, EA. Please not answer this for me with invites for him who did it 3 years ago. Why won't the parade organizers pay instead of putting schools in debt? That is a good question. That is a good question. Me and EA, we can go back and forth talk about football and everything, but that is a good question. Why don't the parade organizers pay for these schools to come out here, especially ones that are kind of financially strapped, so they won't go into debt. And when you want to, because like you said, it costs money to move the band. I don't know I don't know if the band paid to go to the Super Bowl. I think they had their travel expenses paid for, hotel expense paid for to go to the Super Bowl. So why, in a sense, this is a good question. Why do we have to pay? Why do we have to come up with the money to send the kids out there, which should come out of the parade organizers? Because you get money, like you make money off of this. We got to raise the money, and then we basically are losing money. But this is a good question. And then, of course, what you do for one, you got to do for all. That is, I kind of see that it's a catch-22. It's a catch-22. I see what Mr. Haynes. It's a catch-22. So, but I don't know. I mean, they'll be out there. I think they're out there for like 2 days prior before the parade, because they have a parade of bands at the community college near Pasadena. They have some other things that goes on out there, but that is a good question to ask right there. It's not a dumb question. My granny always say, you don't know if it's a dumb question if you don't ask it. But y'all already know. Look, it's story time with Doc. What will I talk about today? And this is the last thing for tonight. So I'm put it like this. I always say that my grandmother was the foundation for my family. My grandmother was pretty much everything to me. Um, she was the matriarch of the family. Uh, she taught me um, the 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 things that a man should have: a wallet, a watch, and just and be presentable. So it's things that I still follow that my grandmother has taught me. So from a long time ago. Um, but my story is, oh, thank you for, oh, make sure you go to, before we do that, make sure you go to the Rituya School uh, website and go vote. Don't matter, we all family up in here. Make sure you go vote to the Rituya School. A lot of people don't really talk about that, but I'm talking about it. We're going to continue to talk about it on the show until the contest ends. This is brought to you by Home Depot. All right. So make sure you go and vote for your schools. Uh, so I remember back then the day when I was young. Um, we lived in we lived in Oakland, California when I was younger. So from time I was like from 8 years old to 11, I lived off and on in the Bay Area. Um, and it was funny. It was crazy because I look at it and I was like, back then I didn't know what the ramifications was, but now I look at it like, damn, David, you was a dumbass. But I remember I was in the sixth grade, and at that time the sixth grade uh, is with uh, is part of the middle school. So you was sixth, seventh, and eighth grade. So um, it was this kid that uh, my mom was cool with his parents, with his mom, and some stuff that I thought he was a model student and everything like that. Turned out this dude was everything everything that I wouldn't say that was wrong with society today, but this dude tried to make me join the gang. This dude tried to make me play hooky from school, and I was one of the ones where I thought about it, and I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna do it. I can't do it because I just know how my mom, I just know how my mother is. I know how my mama is, and she did not play. So one day, um, it was at school, and uh, he tried to pressure me into joining his little clique, his crew, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And the whole thing was, if you don't do it, if you don't join, we gonna jump you. And I was like, what do I have to do in order for me not to get jumped? And he's like, you need to steal something out of uh, uh, this store. I think it was, I don't know if it was a Woolworth or it was a Walgreens. Um, like I said, this is a long time ago. This is 1991, right? And my so I was like, that's all I had to do because I ain't trying to get jumped. I was small by in size. Well, I wasn't small in stature because I was at the time I was probably like 5'8", 5'8" and a half. But I was small. I was skinny and everything. I didn't want to be bothered. I was what they call a nerd. Yep, yep, Eckers. What they call a nerd. What they call and I was band geek. I was band geek. So I was socially awkward at the time. But um so I ended up going into the store and I ended up like taking some candy. And so I'm walking towards the front to the exit. I walk to the exit of the store, to the front of the store, and I got caught by loss prevention. And when I was looking at the front of the store, the kids, I seen the kids, him and this crew was like, man, they were standing outside. And I felt like the best thing that happened to me that day was to get caught by that LP officer because I didn't want to go through all that. And he put me in there. He asked me, "Why are you stealing out of the store?" And I'm like, "Look, they telling me if I don't do this, I'm gonna get jumped, and I ain't trying to get jumped. I ain't trying to get jumped." And I ain't trying to get jumped into no game. That ain't how I don't even roll like that. I didn't roll like that when I was younger. When it came, you talk about gangs in Dallas, I didn't really think about gangs in Dallas, really even think about that. But I was in Oakland. And they like, we're going to call police. Or they were like, we're going to call your mother. Tell her come pick you up. And I was like, don't do that. Please don't do that. First of all, I know how my mama is. Second of all, my mama is at work. And so you calling her about something like this, she is going to flip out. And I just know how my mother was back then. So I was like, I'm not gonna do it again. I'm not gonna come to your store. Don't even worry about looking for me to come to your store. I probably will be gone by the end of this year and stuff like that. I don't really want to do this. So he let me go. He was like, "Are you gonna pay for the gun?" I was like, "Look, I had some money in my pocket. I will pay for it." Boom, there you go. And he let me go, but he still called my mama. Still called her. Still called her. And she was mad. She was mad. So by the time I walk out, now with the apartment where I stayed in, we had a group of friends where I played video games with them. So I was over at their house. First of all, I was hiding from my mom. I just know how she is. I just knew how she is. So I was hiding from her. Playing the game, I was hiding from her. She already knew where I was at. Probably about maybe 10, 15 minutes later, knocking at the door. And he opened the door, and all I heard is David here. He's like, yeah. And they said, tell him bring his ass out. All right. So I'm doing the perp walk, y'all. So I'm doing the perp walk. I was in front of my mom, and she was walking behind. And she didn't say nothing. We get into the house. Now, My peripheral was not as great, but it was great for that day because I saw the belt sitting on the counter and I saw the stitcher cord sitting on the counter. And she was like, go in the room. And I went into the room, sat on the bed, and the next thing you know, she come right behind me. She locked that door. She ended up beating the brakes off of me, y'all. I'm talking about she had the belt. She had the belt first. She had the belt first, and she whooping me with the belt. But y'all know when you whooping somebody with the belt when she going like this, the belt hitting her in the back. So she only not whooping my ass, she whooping her own ass too. And she's like, nah, we ain't gonna do that. She dropped that belt. She got the extension cord. She did the same thing. She whooping me with the extension cord. She hit herself in the back with the extension cord. She's like, why the hell am I whooping my own ass? Because you got in trouble. And next thing you know, she put them paws on me. She put them paws on me. Now, tell y'all, my mom had 3 brothers. She had 2 older brothers and 1 younger brother. And my mom was a tomboy at the time. But she hit me in my chest one good time. I stopped breathing. I stopped breathing, y'all. She hit me in my chest one good time. I stopped breathing. And of course, I have asthma. So I didn't have my pump. I didn't have my inhaler with me. So I stopped breathing. She was like, these are the words that came out of her mouth. These were the words that came out of her mouth, Mr. Russell. She's like, excuse my language, nigga, you was not about to die on me. So she was gave me CPR. I started breathing again, and then she started to whoop my ass again with her hands, with her fists. And after that, she was like, boy, you better be glad that I ain't kill you today. Because she's like, you getting out of control. I got a better solution. And this is when she called my uncle, her younger brother. And she called my uncle. And I remember was on TV and yeah, she brought me into this world, she gonna take my ass out. That was her words. I remember it was on TV. It was a Grambling Southern. It was a Southern Hair. It was the Bayou Classic. That was my first time seeing an actual HBCU game on TV. She called my uncle and she was like, please come get him before either the streets kill him or I'm gonna kill him. And it changed the whole trajectory of how I am today. Without that ass whooping, I wouldn't be here right now. Square business. I would not be here right now. Without that ass whooping, I would not be here right now. And it was a very valuable lesson that I learned, that not to test your mama, not to test her gangster, because my mama ain't joining no, she ain't in no gang or nothing like that. But our family is a gang, and she like, you don't test it, because I would kill you. And the history is, after that, we get shipped back. We get bus back to Dallas. Um, that following year, that the new year came. Um, the new year came. My uncle became my guardian. My uncle became my legal guardian. I was my uncle's first child. And the crazy thing is, I'm only the age difference between me and my uncle is only like 15 years. So it's crazy when you got an 11-year-old and my uncle had just turned 20, 27. Yeah, just turned 27 that year. And he got to take care of he got to take care of a kid. But he did it out of love, and he did it out of the desperation from my mama, because of the simple fact that she's like, he's going to die if he stays out here and the streets get him. And I still have my little issues with my uncle, because at the time I wasn't really understanding what was going on, because y'all realize I lost my father prior to that, 2 years prior to that. So my head wasn't in the right spot. It wasn't in the right space and everything. But my uncle put me into that space. He brought me, it told me, like, look, I know your dad is not here anymore. But if he was here, he would have bust your head wide open too. And I would do the same thing that your mama did. And if your daddy was here, he would do too. So, when you got people that love you like that, even though they try to put the fear of God in you like that, take heed of the word of what they saying. It ain't cryptic. It ain't none of that stuff. Basically, he's saying, I'm going to bust your ass if you get in trouble. If you just like my child, I'm gonna bust your ass if you get in trouble. I got in trouble a couple of times with my uncle, man. Look, and he was not lying. He bust my ass. But, you know what I'm saying? Having him as my guardian, my legal guardian at the time, from the time I was 11 all the way up until I was 19 years old. The man taught me everything. That ain't the moral of the story, Jeremiah. That ain't the moral of the story. The moral of the story is don't test your parents' gangster. So, I mean, I hope this reach out to people. If you could clip this and send it to some kids that is going down the wrong path, clip this and send this to them, and let them know. I might have been a knucklehead back then, and I don't have my trials and tribulations right now. But at the end of the day, look where I'm standing at right now. I got 2 kids that I love dearly. I'm a working man, and I run a podcast. So send this to them if they in trouble, and tell them they could be able to change their life around too. And don't test your parents gangster. And I think as a parent, I got girls, and I think as a parent, I don't like busting nobody's tail like that. But with both my kids, I will. I always say parents these days they pussyfoot and they want their kids to be their friends. Hell no. Hell no. Being my friend. First of all, what do we have in common? On the only thing we got in common is you my child. I'm your parent. You the child. Nothing else we have in common. So look, that's my story for today. I know most people are already gone over the Ken Clark show, KC 1400. Make sure. Oh, trust me, I ain't worried about it. I'm not worried about it. So, I mean, with CP, as far as my oldest one, CPS ain't worried about that. My youngest one, I just gotta give her a look, and she's straight now. I'll never leave the swag. I'm swag through and through, baby. But if you know some kids that are troubled and they don't know what's going on, I say send this to the kids, and I say send this to the parents. Hey, it might help. But anyway, y'all, man, look, this is this is a good thing. It's a good thing. I'm gonna keep doing story time too. So I'm gonna have stories at towards the end of the show. Make sure that you like the stream. Make sure you comment, share, subscribe, and follow the channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell to get everything HBCU Overdrive. We'll be back on this thing tomorrow. I'm still in touch with the guys from Mississippi Valley. So we're trying to figure out what we can do and everything and how we can get this going. But other than that, let me see. I think my Twitter is. Oh. Just got word that Lincoln University. You are streaming the game tomorrow, and especially Jackson State game. I will probably stream that game tomorrow. Um, if it's on, I gotta check to see if it's on Texas Southern's website. But if not, if not to help support the channel, make sure we can get some support, and so that way we can get those games streamed and make sure we can get the donations flowing in, because once I stream a game like that, I do not get monetized for that game. All right. Uh, but other than that, man, I appreciate everybody for joining me tonight on this good Friday night. But go ahead and head on over to KC 1400 and Friends. We'll be back on this thing tomorrow evening. Um, and yeah, y'all be easy. Y'all be blessed. Y'all stay safe. Hug your loved ones. We out this thing. And the outro is the old thing. But we out this thing till tomorrow, y'all. Peace.